So can you kind of show the main specialization, main profession, and kind of like if roundabout CP gains and stuff like that?
Sure. Okay, so the first tab is the secondary professions. So these are the ones that are basically used to get all the materials that you need for your profession. So you have mining, extraction, and fishing. Mining is for blacksmith and gemologist. Extraction is for alchemy and enchant. And then fishing is for cooking.
Okay, let me ask you one question. On the secondary profession, can you be advanced on all three over time?
Well, you want to focus on one before you can focus on the rest. So, because your secondary profession is what you're gonna have to invest in one that connects with your main.
Okay.
Um, because if you go to your main profession, there's actually going to be specific items that you want to harvest, and they have a level requirement. So,
Okay. So I know I had the same question. I think you're gonna. So I I was under the impression that cooking was a separate thing you could specialize in, but it's technically it's kind of a separate thing that everybody can like level up to like level 10. There's no restrictions of like going cooking and then you can't go something else. So it's like you specialize in one of the main four, and everybody can cooking as they see fit. Correct?
correct. So the first four are the only main ones, and then cooking you can do on the side, like whenever you want to waste action points. Basically, it's um, what would I compare it with? So you know how in extraction you're limited to 20 herbs a day.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you can only use a specific amount of action points to do harvest and professions. That's the only best way I can explain it, because you gain a specific amount of, so you gain about 100 action points for every 5 minutes.
All right, let's not go into the action points. What that is yet.
But it's important. uh, okay, so cooking is an individual buff. So you know how there's clan boss and whatever. You can drop all of that, and but this one it's gonna be your own buff, and they can last up to 3 hours. Well, specific ones can last up to 3 hours,
Oh,
and
wow.
you can use them anywhere. The reason why my smithing is stuck at max level 12 is because there's a requirement to level up, and it increases every level. I just never kind of wrote every level down, but I'm sure at some point I'm going to. So from level 12 to 13, it's gonna cost 900 tokens, and I'm only at 506.
Okay, so for smithing, can you show like the things you can, the specialization items?
Okay, so basically, to unlock craftable items, they require specific levels. Like this right here, this specific one, tier 3 activation energy one, that was it required level 11. So I wasn't able to craft that until I reached level 11 blacksmith.
Okay.
Um, Now, the ones that I have not unlocked are the ones right here, which are for tier 3 UR awakening. So every profession is going to have specific requirements of levels for your profession to unlock them. Otherwise, you can't do anything. And that's the reason why you have to focus on one. The other thing that's really important about this, though, is that everyone can get up to level 5 without using any tokens for specialization. So you can craft as many as you guys want for whatever profession you need. And I did list like all the items that you can craft up to level 5 without having to go further than that.
So for example, let's say you want to take your awaken your weapon to like tier 1. Like, is it like a combination of a few of those?
Tier 1, it's a combination of this green item here. Let me pull up one. I don't know if I have a weapon that's not tier. Yeah, I do. Okay. Alright, so if I go here and I go to Awakening. So here are the items that I need. So the first one is this one, which is the one I showed earlier. And I just need to craft 160 of these. And then for this one, it was 100. This is something that you get from boxes once you harvest specific items. So these, let me see.
Oh, okay, so it's like when you are 4 different items we had to in order to do it.
Yeah, basically. Let me see if I can find one that I don't have a box that I can open. Let me go into Harvest Dungeon and open one.
Okay, and this is a PvP dungeon, right?
Well, for us, but they did a live stream a couple days ago and they mentioned that it wasn't going to be a PvP one. So, I don't know if they were confused or not. But this is basically Extraction 102.
So on the right there, where she's got 64,000. These are those action points she was talking about. Can you kind of explain that for us?
Alright, so this is the one that auto recharges 100 points every 5 minutes. So it takes up to 3 days for you to accumulate 100k. So you don't have to do this every day. You can do it every 3 days. And then just do everything that, and like spend an hour or so doing all of this. But some of the items and materials, depending on what level they are, so it shows you exactly what they are. So right here, it says level 8, the name, then how many you can harvest from this particular one, and the cost. So this level 8 one costs 2,500, but if I go somewhere with a lower level, it's going to cost a lot less. So okay, so 7 is 2,000, and that's basically you having to manage your action points where you're gonna be using them.
And I'm guessing, like, so there's different types of like mining stuff. There's multiple types of mining extraction. I guess is it like you're going for specific ones, like due to recipes, or like what's required, or like how do you know what purification ore is used for over, say, another type of mining?
Well, okay, so right now I'm gonna have to decide what I'm gonna use my action points on, and that's deciding what I'm gonna be working on. So let's say I want to work on tier 1. Okay, let's do 1 because I can.
Okay.
I did the boss first. I guess I'll do human. Let me see if I added. Yeah, I did. Okay, so I need 100 of those green ones. And I already know what the item is. So if I go look at this map right here, let me go to the actual item so it's easier for you guys to know how to find everything. So this is the one I need. I need 100 of these since I already have 60. That means I need tier 1 polishing ore. So if I go to the map, it's going to right here, polishing ore, and it's gonna require you to have level 5 mining. So
okay, that was one of my questions because I saw like levels by each thing. So I guess whatever level the extraction is, you got to have that level in that secondary profession. Okay.
So here's the thing. To do it manually, Okay, there it is. I was waiting for it to pop up. So you click that, and then I only got great, even though I should have gotten perfect.
So this is like that running that. Remember that event where it was like you had to get the perfect, hit it perfectly to get 12 extra steps or whatever.
Yeah.
It's
So
kind of like that where you can get perfect.
correct. That's basically how you want to do it, but because I have like a crazy delay here, it never works for me. So the other way of harvesting on the kind of someone who's gonna buy the bundle, which gives you a perfect stat, because this right here, it's like a little harvest tool. It gives you, if you do activate it, so if I clicked it, now it says perfect every time I harvest something. And there's an auto option for this, so you just have to make sure you set it up correctly of what you're harvesting. And since I know it's a level 5 material and it's under mining only and distant, and then hit apply, and I hit auto, now it's gonna auto harvest the ones I need, and it's always gonna be perfect. So what perfect does is it gives you extra materials that you wouldn't get unless you have perfect.
Okay.
That's the difference. So if you're going to manually do it, try to at least get it to perfect.
So action points are like the resource, like the or like the gems of profession. So harvesting uses action points, but also when you craft, you right?
Correct. So you use it for gathering and crafting.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can get to tier 1. Let me see how many we've got now. Oh, it's only 21. See how, like, for 21 of the materials that I need, it costs 10,500. So that means I gotta make sure I have enough here. But because I know me, I always usually have these potions available, because I usually always harvest everything and use whatever I gathered in 3 days, and then I use the potions for crafting.
Wow. So just to make like one stone costs that many. Oh wait, you're making 27.
It costs 500 per,
Okay.
and this is only tier 1. Right now we can make 30 and it's 15,000. But I also need these items right here, which is gonna be bad because I don't think I'm gonna have enough.
All right. So we got about 11 minutes before your stuff goes. Can we? I think the big thing is like the commission and why it's like a good all the professions.
Sure. Hold on. Let me just turn this off. All right, so commission is very important because this is basically what's going to help you with the specialization, moving or upgrading the level of whatever it is that you select. The first tab is going to be the commissions list. This is where everyone's request is listed. This is other players asking you to craft or make it for them. Since I'm a smith, I'm just going to go select that. And then I'm always going to select clan alliance only. I never usually do like other players unless there's nothing here and I need commission.
So is that the name and then the clan? Is that...
Yeah, so here are all the players and these are all the alliances that we have. Okay. So they're requesting, and I usually pick the highest level because of how I'm like a pretty good level in smithing, so I always go for the highest ones. And you see how there's 30% discount? That means it's a reduced time or cost. I'm sorry, it's a reduced cost of the actual action points because you have to use action points to acquire them. So you see how like there's a difference between 350 and 420. Like they can actually control that. There's a way to request to minimize the cost of it. And I'm going to show it once I get to the request part. Hold on. Let me just pick up 5 because you can only do 5 every 12 hours. And I actually held on to this for this live stream. So
what does it mean, like mastery plus 20, like on the...
it just adds to your main level. Like after you finish crafting it for them. So if I go to crafting, see how it's listed here, and it's gonna show me how many points it's gonna give me for the master.
So like that polishing stone where you were gonna make like 30 of them, like what are you making?
Yeah.
Is it just one?
No, I'll get a ton of level for it, but it doesn't go up because I'm stuck. So there is kind of no point of me using my action points to do it now that I'm maxed. I should wait until I actually go up to 13.
Okay. So on this, like, so basically you can only do commissions of what you specialize, correct?
Well, you can do the other ones too, as long as you have the level availability for it. Like, you see how I can do, alright. It's gonna tell you whether you're able to craft it for them or not. Yeah, see, this is the entire server, so I don't know if I'm gonna even be able, because mine is only level 1, so I can't even see anything that's below that. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to at this point. Everything is above 5. But otherwise, at the start, it's all gonna be level 1 to 5, so you can pick up any.
So basically, you can do 5. You can do 5 commissions for other people, and they take 12 off. They have that time discount. So basically, you could do about 10 a day. What about yours? You said you could have 10 of your own requests out for work on stuff.
Yeah. So under the request, which is the second part of the commission, you're gonna have the availability to ask others to craft for you, the ones that you don't specialize in. So I'm going to uncheck smithing because obviously I don't need them to craft for me. But the only trick about this is that you're going to be you have to farm the material that you need to request someone to craft. So as a blacksmith, it does make sense for me to ask gem crafting because I can farm these materials. Since my mining is at level 11 or something, all the materials that I need to move forward with this are all through mining. So this is an easy request for me to do. And there's only a couple people in our clan that can do it. So I'm going to request, I think I finished all of my attacks. So I'm going to request, oh, so here's the one that, you see how it's going to reduce the cost and the time for someone to craft it. If I add 3 of the ticket, which is special commission tickets, if they pick it up from my queue, it's done for them. So they can pick up another thing.
Okay.
But I don't do that on lower ones. I usually do it on the other ones, especially if I need something right away.
All right. So this is why we were kind of explaining why it's, because if you have people, let's say you only have a few people specializing that are alchemists, right? So that's the elixirs. So if 3 people can only do 5 things each, that's only 15 requests. So if at a time that could be handled. So if everybody's blacksmith and specializing in that, and then there's only a few people specializing as alchemists, basically there will be a log jam for upgrading your stuff where you got to only go through those 3 people. Now, obviously you could go outside your alliance, but why would you want to upgrade your enemy? So it makes more sense to stick within the alliance of for crafting.
There is something that I realized today though about gemologists. So people who are deciding to go gemologists, there's I don't know what they're going to change. Sorry, I bought a bundle for it, so that's why I had to pick it up. There's something tricky about it because our system for Soul Crystal upgrade is a lot different than global. So I don't know if they're going to change that or what they're going to do with it. But let me show you guys what I mean, because it's going to make sense here. So
You got about 4 minutes.
oh, it's fine. They said it's another 30 minutes.
Okay.
Let me see if there's one that I can upgrade to UR.
When it goes to UR, like what's the increase in stats on this? Like let's say an SR attack to a UR attack. What's the difference?
Oh, 20. Well, right now it's only at level 5, but it's 2403.
Oh, they got different levels now. Shit.
Yeah, they go. Oh, I have a screenshots of from SR to UR5 and UR10.
Wow.
I'll
Okay.
post all of that in the Alliance chat.
And you can upgrade all soul crystals, right?
Correct. Even event ones. Let me see if I have one that's... Yeah, I think I was working on the defense one because I... Wait, did I finish my attack ones? Hold on, sorry. And it lags. I'm sorry. Okay, so now we're gonna go attack. Alright, so here are all the materials that's required to upgrade it to UR. Well, obviously, you need to get it to level 10 first. So it's 5 limit breaks before you can craft it to UR. So this item right here, where I need 10 of, it's called Crystallized Soul Attack, or Soul of Attack. Now, to get that, you have to salvage an SR attack. See, for us, leveling is 20 times easier, so I'm not sure how that's gonna work for global. Because, alright, for example, here's an R grade. I'm gonna go level it up to SR. Done. And then I'm gonna salvage it to get that material. However, I know global is a pain in the butt. Yes, I'm on YouTube, so I'm gonna hesitate from saying anything bad. I don't know how that's gonna work for global. That's why I'm a little hesitant about gemologists.
Are we for sure getting the levels with the professions? Or do we know if they're making that change on ours?
I don't know. That's why I have to wait until they actually release it before I can say something about this. Because this is a big problem. Because even I don't want to do soul crystals to SR on my main set. Let alone having to craft 10 SRs just to salvage them for a specific material. So that's a big problem.
So for the enchanting one, can you show them out? I think a lot of people are like kind of confused on what the enchanting actually is.
So the enchanting is a separate thing. It's not actually the limit break, because the limit break has nothing to do with the profession.
Right, we don't have limit break.
Yeah. So enchanting, you can level it up to, I think. Oh, I have to limit break it first. Okay. Oh god, this is gonna hurt because it's only a 50% chance. You can limit break it up to 30. Wait, hold on. Where does it say it? I think it shows over here. Yeah, this is why I don't like doing this one, because it's so confusing. I have to limit break it. Okay, let's go limit break it, because I'm gonna have to anyways. So it requires 5 of these, which costs a ton to farm, but should be a lot easier if you're an enchanter. So let's see if I can pass this. You better pray I pass.
Good luck.
No! Okay, so basically it's like an additional limit break. It's a magical limit break up to 10 times. Right now I'm only at 3 out of 10. And once you limit break it, you can level it up again. So it's like a double limit break plus level on
And you can
mounts.
go up to what? What's the max?
30.
30. Okay. So basically, I think like the one thing I don't like is it doesn't show that.
Yeah, and out of the 22 that I have, you can't do it on 9. So it's not a bad option. It's going to show here like whether you can limit break them or not. I know the event ones you can't, because you can't even do limit breaks on them.
So basically, on the mounts, there's I think there's a list of which mounts you can basically like enchant for the level up, but it basically adds boosts the base stats of that mount, right? And then it also changes the aura. But the good thing about this is like what we were talking about is this is CP that like doesn't go away. Like for blacksmithing, when you awaken your weapon, do awaken your obviously
Yeah,
that doesn't
so
carry over to your
there you go.
PvE weapons.
Yeah,
Whereas
just
your mount
switch.
don't go away.
Oh, so here, someone already completed this, so I forgot to request the rest. Hold on. Oh no.
So request for crafting doesn't actually take as harvesting, huh?
No. It's gonna take time, especially at the start. And the problem is, here are like some of the biggest mistakes that we had when we first started. Nobody knew what to do, so everybody went to the tier, because it doesn't actually it actually goes from tier 1 level 1 all the way to 5, so you're gonna be sitting at 1 the whole time for an entire week. Everyone is gonna be at 1, and everybody hit auto, so everybody was farming every material possible. They didn't they didn't set up anything, so we were harvesting everything. And we had multiple materials of everything instead of focusing for a specific profession. So that is one of the biggest mistakes we had, because nobody knew what to do, and then we started learning it over time. And that's the reason why I kind of like brought up a lot of the information to everybody, because I wouldn't want to do the same mistakes that I did at the start, because I wasted probably about 300k action points, because we were all kind of like, okay, what do we do now? Where do we go? Who's gonna do this? Who's gonna do that?
It almost seems like it's better to focus in like your main, the one that, so like you said, smithing and gemology complement each other, since it's like the same materials you're harvesting. So it almost seems like it's better to like focus on your main and then that secondary one, like for upgrades. And then once you get that to like a higher level, then kind of and focusing on the other stuff. It seems like it'd be hard to like kind of juggle or balance all four if you want to like get your main up.
Yeah, and that's what I would really highly suggest. But the problem now is I don't know what all they're gonna do with the changes. So hopefully I should be awake, because it's at 1 a.m. our time when it comes back up, but I won't rely on that. Oh, so this box that I just opened, those are the extra boxes that you get once you acquire perfect. So these are all materials that's going to be for other professions. So that's why it's very important to get as many perfect as possible. I was trying to find something to see if I can find anything. I know I might have something for alchemy. Okay, so here's one I'm waiting to craft. I've been kind of lazy, but it requires 50 and 300.
Jeez.
And here, this particular one, it's gonna take a while, because it requires someone who's level 10 to craft it for me. And the materials that I need, actually, let me just pull it up. So this is the one that I need. That means I need to farm all of these, but it's, I think, level 6. So that's not too bad. I can get to level 6 extraction and farm those. But that's not the problem. I also need these. And to get that, I need to get these. So it's like a chain of everything. That's why it's really hard to focus on multiple professions since you it's impossible. Like, I've got 17, and these are from events that we got. And I do buy bundles too, so I have 1 or 2 from the bundles, and that's it. This is only 170k action points, which is not going to take me far.
So like the whales and stuff, they're not like that much ahead of like other people, right? Because there's really no like good way to like whale this.
No, there isn't, because the only action points that you can purchase is this, which is max of 2 weekly. That's only 20k. Hold on, sorry, I gotta buy these because I need it to craft. And this is where you're gonna use up all your Adina, by the way. So for 151, and I need a ton of those. Let me go pull up this shop.
What are the toolkits? I don't know that I've seen that. Is that like part of the crafting?
Yeah, there's gonna be materials that you're gonna craft where it's gonna require it. So this one, for example, you see how here.
Okay.
So it costs 10k each, and I need 2k. I mean 2 per craft. So that's 20k per craft per item that I'm going to get.
That was Adina. So that's what's the difference between the just toolkit and the high grade? Is it just like some require high grade, some require like just the normal?
Let me see which. Okay, so yeah, the ones that are for tier 3 requires the high grade ones, and then this one requires the regular ones.
Do you have anything that's like tier 2 that's like going to tier 3 so you can kind of like things they need? So I think that's what's like. There's so many different things you can make at specialization, but like kind of like once you see.
Well, let me see. Can I craft
That's a
these?
weapon, right?
Yeah. So this is my boss weapon. Only reason why I worked on this is because we have Alliance Expedition, and boss is the most important weapon. So just letting everybody know to be prepared if it ever is out. I can go ahead and imprint some of the materials that I need. I can craft these too, and I can craft those too. Let me see if I can. I might be able to get that to tier 2.
So okay, so here's some. Shares asked, how long would it take someone who isn't a blacksmith their way? Like let's say like all 3, each tier.
Ooh, tier 1 should be a lot easier. I would say that for a non-blacksmith, requesting those materials, that's if you're only asking for the awakening materials, that's max of 20 materials a day, and you need 160. So someone do the math, because I can't. Well, I'm trying to think of this.
What is it?
8 days. That's just for one of the materials. Then you got to do the other material, which is another 100. So if you are not going to buy bundles for awakening, you probably should go for blacksmith.
What's the bundle stuff like? What comes in the bundles?
All the materials that you need for tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. So let me go to the bundles. So here's yeah. Okay. So awakening is always available basically because they made it available for everybody to purchase. So here, this is $50.
This is just weapons.
No, this is
weapon armor.
weapon or armor. Yeah. So
Okay.
the two things that you need for tier 1 is this and this. That's it. Mana Stone, you get one selection box, so you can actually add that to your weapon. And then 2 action potions.
So
So
the Mana Stone selection, like options there. Like
yeah.
actually show us the Mana Stones, because I know you've shown it in some videos and stuff, but like that's like definitely a new thing for us.
So Mana Stones increases the skill that you get. Whenever you craft these through blacksmith, you get a random one, so you can get a million different skills. So a lot of you are probably noticing, like, hey, that's my skill. It's not a spell singer. Yes, I know. And that means I'm gonna salvage it because I can't use it. So I'm as a tier 1, you only get options for 3 skills, and this is the only one that's most useful for me. So that's the reason why I have that socketed in all of them. And not only that they are skill specific, they're also like armor or weapon specific. So there's the helm, there's the chest, there's the boots. I haven't gotten the gloves yet, so I'm still trying to open that up.
So what's your helm Mana Stone do?
It increases the skill by 1%, and since it's not enhanced, this one is enhanced, so it's at 7.30. And if I do this, let me see, it's at 80%, but it's going to increase it an additional 1.70%. So let's see if I can get this up.
And you were telling me the Mana Stone on your gear, like currently with your duels, all your stuff transfers over, but Mana Stones do not.
Yes. So if you're dual class, I haven't selected my dual class, so don't ask me to go change. But if you do switch over, your gear will all switch except your Mana Stone stays the same as your main class. So, and if you do remove it, you basically lose it, just like the charms for Agathions.
Wait, so like, do you not have one at all, or the skill basically is like whatever skill was on the other one?
Yeah, well, the skill stays the same as your main. Skill is.
Not that bad.
Oh, the game kicked me. No, Nox kicked me actually. Let's go back.
Nox is the biggest PvP killer.
Someone's like, 30 minutes before maintenance. Chop. I know, I'm trying to.
And then Turkana asked if you have to use your own resources mission. So for crafting for other people, you're using their resources, right?
You're using yours.
Okay, so when you're doing commissions of other people, you're using your resources?
Oh, if you're crafting for them, no. You're just using action points to craft for them. Okay. But for them to request anything, they have to use theirs.
Okay.
And that's why I can easily level up like gemologist, because my mining is a lot higher. So if I need to request something high, then I just go to like a level 11 something for gemologist.
So for bundles, is it only bundles tied to the awakening of like PvP and armor?
Oh no.
What other bundles are there?
So you've got Mana Stones, you've got Tier Awakening. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Then you've got more Mana Stones, and here you're gonna start seeing the limit break for elixirs, mounts, enchants, soul crystals, more elixirs, and more mounts. So, yes.
That looks like you could spend a lot weekly.
Well, some of them are monthly. Okay, so this is 100. This is 50. This is 150. I'm putting this in my head. This is 75, which is really weird. Why would you do $75? So right now, this 3 right here is 300. If you buy all, just this 3.
Oh wait, so you could basically the tier 2 equipment awaken, so you could spend to take your item to tier 2 right away as well?
Yes, but see, these bundles, they weren't released until like a month later.
Oh, so it's like a catch up now.
Yeah, so right now they're just making it available for everybody to kind of catch up.
Wow.
I was trying to just not buy these because I was going to, and then I was like, but I needed to show you guys. So some of these are basically to unlock the magical enchant for the mount. So this is going to do that. It's hard to really explain every material that's showing in the shop without you guys actually playing around with it, because none of it will make sense. So these are the ones that I requested them to craft. Let me see what else I can talk about. Oh, as soon as you guys do like level 1 to 5, start requesting and start doing commissions, because that's gonna help you guys with the leveling of your profession. Because we actually didn't even do commissions or requests until like 3.5 weeks later, because nobody knew what to do.
Is it really even like if you're not leveled up high, could commission early on anyway?
Oh, well, yeah, you can do level 1s commissions and stuff, because that's how you can get up to 5. But here's the thing. So if you do focus on a main profession, let's say I'm at 12, right? That means that if I go to commission, I can request anything up to level 12, no matter what professions they are. So if you're at level 5, you can only request others to craft for you for all the items that are only up to level 5. And that's the one main reason why you want to go higher in one and focus on one, because that's the biggest part of the commission office. Like, you see how here I can request this because it's level 12 and it's based on my profession level. And here I have to wait until I'm 14 before I can request it.
So, okay, so like, I know like everybody can craft like those non-specialization items. So like, I know a lot of people are probably gonna wonder like what it takes to like craft maths, like stuff. Like everybody can do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and
Like,
it doesn't
so
matter
here,
what main you specialize in.
no, it doesn't matter, because anything that's up to level 5 are craftable by anyone, no matter what your profession is. So if I go here, it says I need these, and I can get them from level 1 finds, but I don't have any more action points, so I can't go there.
Do you feel like it's a waste using like your harvesting on stuff like that?
Oh yeah, I never crafted math. The only time I ever crafted one is because I had to show everyone how to get it in one of the videos that I did, and I wasted like about 40k action points for just the heck of it. So it tells me that this is the one I need to farm, but now here's the thing: you can get 3 different kinds of materials whenever you harvest these. So it's not like it's gonna be super easy to get.
Yeah.
But it is doable.
Oh, you know what? I don't think I've ever seen is like looking. What kind of buffs can you
Oh,
You said they're 3 hours, but like, what's?
for
Can you show us some
cooking.
of them?
Mm-hmm. And yes, there's separate inventory, so don't worry about yours. Alright, so tier 1s. This one, damage received from monsters decreased by 5%, innovation increased by 3,000. Now, if I go to tier 2, and they're all different ones, so every single one of these food has different ones. If I go to tier 2, it's gonna go even higher, which is damage received from monster decreased by 5%, evasion rate, blah blah blah. There's PvE and PvP ones, I promise. This is a PvE one. Alright, so this is a PvP one. Slow resist rate increased by 3%, rare skill damage decreased by 1,500, and defense by 25. Now, the best one is the tier 4, which is this. This is the one that lasts for 3 hours. Attack increased by 7%. Damage received decreased by 5. Max HP increased by 5. Abnormal resist by 5. And attack increased by 5,000. So, they're not bad. Especially if you're doing castles. And you can only consume one at a time. So if you have one active, alright, let's say I'll eat one of these. No. Okay, so I've got one active now, and if I try to eat a second one, I don't want to waste. Alright, do this one. See, now it's going to tell you already have something active, so you can't do it. Well, you can.
It just overwrites it.
You just override it, but it's going to at least warn you for it. I think that's it. My server is going to go down in like 7 minutes.
Oh, I know we'll all see it, but clan dungeon.
Oh, yeah.
Clan dungeon we're going to get?
Clan dungeon.
I mean, I think this is probably the best thing they're adding to the game.
Right.
The clan dungeon reset.
Oh, I need to go on a different account for that because only clan leader can see it. But they do have the option. See how like those are already auto cleared.
Mm-hmm.
And basically the clan leader can select whichever they want to auto clear, except for the last one. The last one is the only one you can't auto clear, but everything else you can.
You just still get like all the rewards.
Yes.
Like, auto clears. That's better.
Yes. So everyone gets all the rewards. As long as everyone does it on Monday. You have to manually do it on Monday, and then the rest of the week you can auto clear everything but the last one.
Right. And that new, we assume it's probably the boss.
Yeah, this one drops the frozen armor, which I did post what it does.
That's the one we're getting? Frozen armor?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I have it here. So.
Surprised we don't have defensive zone yet.
So what it does is it slows anyone that attacks me if I have it activated. So let me see. I did post a video of it too. I can post it again, but where is it? Okay, so it creates frozen armor to decrease incoming damage, slows and decreases attack speed. It's like, you know how?
Is it slow and decreases your attack speed or the person?
The person attacking me. Like, okay. So basically, it slows it by, I believe, 80%. For 4 seconds, and you basically have a shield, and it looks pretty cool. See, it's almost like the paladin shield thing, and as long as it's active, you basically everyone who's attacking you slows down.
It lasts for 5 seconds. Is that what it said?
4 seconds. Yeah.
4. That's pretty cool.
Someone just asked me what my second class is, and I said I have no idea. I haven't decided yet. We have no orcs, so that's one of the things that I actually wish I'm probably going to select. So yeah, see.
What? You're able to like? Wow, that would be awesome if we could.
Oh yeah,
go by
we can
class.
select.
Man, because I'm sure a lot of people like want to know like ICP of certain classes. Sure.
Yeah,
people
so I'm
will
4th right now for spell singers. Yeah, the top one's 7.
Why do we not have that? That's so stupid. It seems like it's such
and
an
you
easy...
can also do by race if you want.
That's cool. What's the highest CP orc?
Well, Charlatan's dual class is orc, and he's 8.1, almost 8.1 mil on when he has that activated.
Mm-hmm.
But if I go to a regular orc, it's 4 mil, 4.6. We have no orcs. No one actually leveled in our server.
Click on Talisman. What's the highest CP? Yeah, that's crazy that we're actually got more.
Ours is a lot lower. Let me see what. I'm only 21.
Yeah, I don't think we have that option either. We can't look at CP. I don't think.
He's of 850k. That's they have 17 out of 17 rares because I know Charlatan has it and Cappy has it, but our talismans are a lot different. We're getting tier 4 now though. They're upgrading some of the tier 3s that we do have, and they're upgrading them to tier 4. So we should get a good boost for that.
Oh, before your stuff, can you show us like a Lance expedition and like the gear and the items you get from that? Because I know it's like rune imprinting and other stuff, but
oh yeah, so
I assume we'll get that when that comes.
Rune Awakening. Let me see if I have anything.
So basically, it's like limit breaking.
Every rune that you acquire, yeah. And it auto selects it. It's also 100% success rate, so there you can't fail. This is the one thing you can never fail as long as you have the rune. So here are all the runes that you get right here. So some of them will require 3, so that's the reason why they're not even awakened. And you can tell which ones have been awakened because they'll have like a little silver thing around it.
Yeah.
But these are materials that you get from Alliance Expedition.
Is there like an Alliance Expedition shop?
There is. So you can purchase Thunderbolt, which is basically the Soulbound's ultimate. It silences the person's 3 skills whenever it's casted. And you can also get the summoning, the Mount Stones and the Awakening Stones. Plus you get all these headgear and costume box, but you have a chance to get these from completing your Alliance Expedition. So there you go. Alright, we're done.
That's pretty good. I felt like, I mean, I think it's gonna be like just like trial and error where people, you know, have to.
I know. I'm gonna go on vacation.
I think back when Talisman came out, like how people were kind of unsure for a while, but it feels like everybody's got it now. So.
I know. I'm gonna hide starting as soon as the maintenance comes up. I'm hiding from everybody, so.
Everybody's gonna want you to pick their profession for them. I bet.
No, I get that question at least 10 to 15 times a day.
I'm gonna open this permissions for anybody to talk now. All you fixed it. You just gotta leave and then you can come back if you want to come. So so I'm gonna pimp you out solo.
Oh.
Alright. So if you leave and come back into this
Alright, we're done.
Yeah, if you guys have
Thanks,
any questions or
everyone.
want to bring up
Bye.
something, I think the R server goes down to what?
And join